Okay, hello everyone. Tonight I'm going to do another video on DeviantArt Eclipse. I know I did this video back in May when I believe it was the day we were all forced to be stuck in Eclipse and we couldn't switch back to Classic, which, if I remember correctly, was May 20th, but I'm gonna be doing this video again because since that time I have been using Eclipse a lot, so I've been like learning stuff, exploring stuff, testing stuff out, and all that stuff, so I can make a video that's up to date. I guess I'll start with the good stuff, then I'll talk about the things that I don't like about it. So yeah, alright. One of the main things, and this is probably the biggest one, that I do like about DeviantArt Eclipse is you can make polls for free. In DeviantArt Classic, you had to have a core membership, which costed points or money, but in the Eclipse version, you don't have to have a core membership. You can make polls even if you're just a regular member. And to me, I find polls very useful. I don't know, maybe you want to like ask your, I don't know, what is your favorite food? What is your favorite holiday? What is your favorite picture of mine? What is your favorite art medium? I don't know, anything. These are just a couple of, these examples are not even scratching the surface. I'm just pulling random examples out of my head, but you can ask people anything and you can see like which choices are the most popular. And I like that. I find that very useful. Now the only thing is like, and this isn't just Eclipse, this is just the DeviantArt polls in general, is like, you can't always see who voted because a lot of users may vote, but they won't comment. I think it would be awesome if you could set your poll to see who voted for what. And if it's like a personal poll where people want to vote but they don't want their username to be seen, they can just disable that for themselves. But yes, that's one thing I would do to improve the poll system on DeviantArt. I know some forums have it, but all the same, it is a fun way to like see which choices are most popular and whatnot. Or if you want to make a decision, I don't know. Like if you want to start an art contest, you can ask your viewers what they think of it, and you can ask them like, when should you start it, you know. It's also good for making plans and decisions for all that. So yeah, that's one thing I do like about DeviantArt Eclipse. Another thing I like is you don't have to choose all these categories for when you submit a deviation, because I struggled with this a lot. Like, sometimes I would upload something to DeviantArt, but I wasn't sure about the category, so I would just have to choose the one I thought it was best, and I would always worry about miscategorizing my deviations. Oh, it's fan art, digital art, nature, people, objects, you know. You had to like choose like a category, a subcategory, a sub-subcategory. You know, it could get complicated. However, on DeviantArt Eclipse, you don't have to do that. All you have to do is put a title and check the mature box if it's mature. But really, like, as long as, like, but other than the mature thing, the only thing you have to do is put a title. If it's not even mature, you don't even have to do anything else. Everything else is optional, like the tags, the description. I do use those sometimes when I feel they're necessary, but sometimes I just want to worry about the title. I don't want to have to worry about choosing a category and wondering and worrying if I chose the wrong one. So yeah, that's another thing I like. Another good thing about DeviantArt Eclipse is you can have a banner. You can have like a background-ish, banner-ish type thing, like, I don't know, maybe your best deviation, something that someone made for you as a request, trade, gift, etc. Something to express yourself, or, you know, something that just goes with their aesthetic. And I like that. I like being able to have that. It gives a sense of individuality to your profile. Another good thing is, now this doesn't always work, but sometimes when you're going through folders or favorites or just a gallery of deviations, you could favorite them without being redirected to it, because a lot of the times, if not most, on the classic DeviantArt, when you would want to just go through a folder or someone's gallery and favorite the stuff that strikes their fancy, you would sometimes be redirected to that deviation, and you know, you don't always want that. Sometimes you just want to stay on their gallery. But on DeviantArt Eclipse, you don't have to worry about this as much. Okay. So yeah, that's another good thing. I'm thinking if there are other good things about DeviantArt Eclipse. Let me think for a sec. Oh. Sometimes when you get a notification, it'll tell you right away, like as long as you're logged on to DeviantArt and you're hanging around on DeviantArt, there'll be a pop-up. Oh, so-and-so favorited your drawing, you know, or someone favorited your so-and-so picture, you know. Sometimes that would pop up. You would, like, as soon as it happened, it would, like, you would get, like, a pop-up saying it, you know, or so-and-so liked your post, so-and-so replied to your post, so-and-so commented on this, you know. I like that. It's good to be notified right away, because sometimes on DeviantArt Classic, even when you are hanging around on DeviantArt, you don't notice their notifications until later on. So yeah. Alright. I think that's about all the good stuff I can think about for now. Now I'm going to talk about the stuff that I don't like about it. And if I can think of any more good stuff, I'll come back to that. DeviantArt Eclipse, it's just not as, it just doesn't, it's kind of hard to explain, but it just doesn't seem as organized as DeviantArt Classic, and I've heard people say that they have trouble kind of navigating through it. Now this has kind of changed because people are getting used to it, but yeah. And the layout, it's just not as organized and as convenient as it was in DeviantArt Classic. Another thing is, it's not as easy to decorate your profile. Like, if someone posted like a page doll or a stamp or a fan button, you can scroll down and there would be like a thumb code to paste it on your profile, or they would put a code, like for fan buttons, they would put a code for you to copy and paste, so it would be in full size on your profile. Unfortunately, thumb codes are no longer available. I think fan button codes are codes, but not the thumb codes for like stamps and whatnot. And it makes it harder to add stuff to your profile. You just have to like search it up and be lucky enough to find it. It was easier to find and add stuff and decorate your profile on the classic DeviantArt. Another thing, and this is a big one. You can't manage your watchers, or not your watchers, but the people you watch. You can't manage your watch list, the people you watch, like you could on DeviantArt Classic. For example, let's say you want to add like someone, like, I don't know, you just want to like add them as a friend, but you don't want to get bombarded with watch notifications. You can disable all of the options that have to do with like deviations, status posts, journals, etc., etc., etc. And you can just keep the friend enabled. Or let's say you just want to watch them for their art, but not their news status posts and whatnot. The only thing you can enable is like the deviations. You can like customize that. But on DeviantArt Eclipse, you can't do that. Like, you either watch someone or you don't. You can't customize which things you want to watch, like, or if you just want to add them as a friend, and that's bullshit. Now guys, this is actually one of the reasons why I moved DeviantArt accounts again. I tried to tell myself that I wasn't going to move again, but I was just getting fed up. If if you guys watch me and I don't watch you back, it's not that I'm ignoring you or that I don't like your art. I just don't want to get bombarded with the notifications. If DeviantArt can fix this and improve the watch system like it was in DeviantArt Classic, I'll start watching people again. But for now, I'm just gonna keep it to as few as possible. It's like, come on, like, you're supposed to make these changes better, not worse, but I'll get into that later. Now, in my last video, I remember saying that you couldn't add things to groups. Now, this doesn't apply to me anymore. This doesn't apply to me because I figured out how to do this pretty early on, and I showed my friend David how to do this. But a lot of the times, like, let's say like someone made something for me, I don't know, as a request or an art trade or whatever, and I want to add it to one of my groups. Well, you know what? I can't. Why? Because first of all, you have to have the artist approve for that, which is bullshit. That's an entirely different topic. I might talk about that in a later video. But let's say someone does make something for me and I want to add it to my group, which I don't have any groups yet, but I will. None of the things ever get added, and one of the main possibilities is it's because some people cannot figure out how to add things to groups still. You know? So yeah. All in all, DeviantArt Eclipse is a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag for me. There are some improvements it has made, I will admit that, but it has also screwed up a lot of stuff too. I also heard that DeviantArt Eclipse isn't even finished yet. Like, why would you force a new layout on someone if it isn't even fucking finished? Like, at least have it fully developed and stuff before you shove it down everyone's throats. And I get it, like, websites need to change once in a while to make money, but make sure they're changes that, make sure they're improvements. Make sure they're changes that make sure these changes are for the better and that are gonna benefit people, not take away useful features and whatnot, and will frustrate people. Make sure they're good changes. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've left out. Hold on. Let's see. Alright, I put for the good, I talked about the polls, the favorite system, the channel banner. For the bad stuff, I talked about the watch system. Profile decoration is more complicated. Yeah, that's all I could think about for right now. I don't want to spend too much time of this video just thinking about what I've missed or not, so I'm going to go ahead and end off the video right here. And if you are a DeviantArt user yourself, let me know what you think is good and bad about Eclipse. Talk to you later.